Let's start by talking about major donations. I begin with this strategy because many times organizations spend a lot of time implementing strategies that generate very little money and take up a lot of their time, such as a raffle. We started selling $2 tickets, dedicating a lot of time to sell 2,000 tickets and raise $4,000. The team ends up tired and neglects their activities because instead of working on the program, they focus on selling tickets, when perhaps one of those 2,000 people could have simply donated the $4,000 in the first place. Now, let's start by defining how much money is considered a major donation. In reality, there is no correct answer here, and it depends on each organization. For me, a major donation can be anything over $50,000, but for an organization like the Global Environment Facility, that might be considered a small donation, as their major donations are those that exceed $1 million. A good way to calculate the amount of a major donation in your organization is to analyze the donations you receive and see, historically, what is the maximum amount that a donor has given you, or what the range of donations is from the top 10% of your benefactors who have contributed the most to your cause. That range can be the starting point for the donor to be considered as making a major donation. There are 6 steps to request major donations, one of which is to identify potential prospects. Let's first look within our circle. The first people to donate are those who already know you, such as members of your board, your family, and friends. Identify what the economic situation is, because the wealthiest donors are not necessarily the most generous. See if they have a culture of philanthropy, that is, if they donate to other causes. Altruism is a learned behavior. Therefore, we often think that a person who already donates to one cause will not donate to ours, but the reality is indeed very different. Someone who is already accustomed to donating is more likely to decide to support you than someone who has never donated in their life. Identify donors who are already providing resources, even if they are small donations, because a small donor can become a major donor if we cultivate them properly and win them over more. Let's create a list. Start with the people closest to you. Keep asking those people to introduce you or tell you who else might donate, and finish with those who donate to similar causes. Classify your prospects. Organize that list by placing those with the highest likelihood of donating at the top, followed by those you believe will be more difficult to win over. Third, we will now investigate more about our prospects. We will identify if they have donation habits, what causes they have been involved in, if they participate in events in their locality, and who their friends are, because one way to encourage them to donate is to ensure that they also invite their friends to contribute. How are we going to ask for the money? Do we need someone to introduce me? Who from my organization is going to go ask? Will it be me, or will I ask someone from my board to accompany me? It helps a lot if the person asking is someone who donates an amount similar to what I am going to request. And if we don't have that person, you need to ensure that whoever goes does so confidently and knows how much they are going to ask for. If we go and are not sure, if we do not reflect the confidence, we will not get the donation we are looking for. Remember that management starts with the right person, asking for the right donation and the right amount. In this step, you also need to decide where you will ask for it. Will it be in their office, at their home, in our offices, over Zoom? Now it's time for the step of asking. Here, the golden rule is to prepare. Make a script and practice. The more you practice, the better it will go, and you will have confidence and project that confidence when asking for your donation. This includes your posture, the way you sit, and your gaze. It is not the same to ask for a donation with nervous hands, not looking into the eyes, not knowing what you are saying, as it is to ask for a donation with confidence, looking into the eyes, with a straight back. My body language should scream that what we do is important. And ask the question, how many times do we explain, but never ask the question, Svitozhandian, can you donate to me? And here I am going to give you the advice that has helped me the most when it comes to learning to be quiet when asking. If I make the request and keep talking, I take away the responsibility of responding from the person listening to me. Could you donate 500,000 pesos? If I don't speak, I force the person to respond. On the other hand, if I keep talking, the question remains unanswered, and then it's difficult to bring it up again. Don't be discouraged by the first no, it's okay. Keep your spirits up and keep trying. Use support materials, bring brochures, photos, and materials that can help you convey your message. Finally, the process doesn't end there. You need to follow up with the donor. If they said no, you can try again later. If they said yes to Svitozhandian, it is very difficult for that person to write the check and hand it over at the moment, so a follow-up call is necessary. Finally, thank you. One of my advisors taught me that you should always express gratitude at least 7 times before asking again. There are many ways to express gratitude, from giving a letter or making a public acknowledgement to sending a birthday greeting or a report on what was achieved with their donation. You can download the guide of tips and tricks for speaking with a potential donor. Cheer up, practice, and remember 2 things. 1, that when we ask, we are giving someone the opportunity to be happy. It is proven that when people give, their brains produce endorphins. When people get involved in a cause, they find a purpose, feel part of something bigger, and leave a legacy. And when people give, they feel happy, genuinely happy. 2, sometimes the first approach is not necessarily a direct request for money. There are times when we can first approach someone to ask for advice. They say that if you want advice, ask for money, and if you want money, ask for advice.